Welcome to a special episode from Dip and Chips Productions. I'm Chip.
And I'm Dip. And today we got a very special episode. We're going to count down the top 10 worst consoles ever. We hate them, they suck, and we're gonna let you know why.
Yeah.
Stay tuned! So let's get ready to start! Well, our first console on the list is the infamous Nintendo DS, released in 2004 in America and Japan, and 2005 in Australia and Europe. This console can play GBA cartridges, and it's the GBA successor. So why does this console suck? I mean, it has sold a lot. Tell us!
Well, first of all, Dip, the graphics were lame. I mean, who the hell's put graphics from Nintendo 64 in a new console? I mean, what were they thinking? And second of all, they use a pen. I mean, I usually write with a pen, don't you?
Yeah, I do. Play a game with a pen is for idiots.
It was so retarded. I mean, PSP was so much better.
Yeah, let's go to the next one.
And the second on the list is Xbox 360. And it was the successor to the first Xbox made by Microsoft. And it came in 2005 and was released that year in all regions. You have good games from Halo 3 to Gears of War. But Dip, why does this suck?
Well, you have the red rings of death, and that's enough for me. If a console breaks when I have it, that's bullshit. And it's all just shooting games. There are no cool games like on the PS3, like God of War and Metal Gear or Hitman. A new Hitman game is coming up, and I know it's gonna be good. It's not exclusive, but it's gonna be best because the PS3 is the best. Yeah, that's why the Xbox sucks. It's just, yeah, it's not superior to the PS3.
That's just lame.
Yeah. The third console on the list is another Nintendo system, the Nintendo Wii, released by Nintendo in 2006 in all areas. This new console can play GameCube games, you can download old Nintendo 64 games, Mega Drive games, and the Neo Geo games, and including to that, it has an emotional, sensible controller, which lets you, the game becomes more real, can you say? But why does this suck? I mean, it's the leading console of this generation. Tell us, Chip.
I mean, Dip, you have to understand, Wii is really P. Because first of all, the graphics are terrible. I mean, you expect the next generation console, and you get the GameCube only smaller and more
White.
anorectic. And for the second of all, the controls. I mean, what were they thinking? I'm lazy. I don't want to stand up and play. It's so stupid. The next console on the list is Sega Mega Drive, aka Genesis. And it was released in Japan in 1988, 1 year later in North America, and 2 years later in Europe. And it had a lifespan of 14 years and sold 29 million copies. Why does this suck?
Well, these consoles suck because of one of the worst games in history is on it. Sonic the Hedgehog. Oh, look at me, I'm a blue hedgehog. That's so fucking ridiculous, it's not even funny. Or other games like Golden Axe, Phantasy Star, Vectorman, all bullcrap games. And the add-ons, oof, I'm not gonna talk about them because they were crap too. All in all, this console is just a big piece of crap. You should never have bought it if you bought it back in the 90s. Then you were officially an idiot. Don't touch this system! Here comes the next one. PlayStation 2. The best selling console to date. Released in 2000 in all areas. This console could play DVDs and PlayStation 1 games. And it's a successful console. But it still sucks. And Chip tells about that.
Yeah, it really sucks. I mean, look at it. It looks like a lame cube or something black, ugly, big. And second of all, the games were terrible. I mean, who plays Gran Turismo driving around a car track? It's so lame. I don't know.
Or Metal Gear, look at me, I'm a spy, or God of War, and the graphics sucked compared to other great consoles at the time, like Xbox, badass console. It pwns the PS2. It's just a big piece of crap, this one too.
Totally agree, it's so lame, don't buy it, ever. Ever. The next console on the list is the Nintendo 64. It was released in Japan 1996 and in Europe the following year. And what does suck about this?
Well, where do I start? Maybe the overhyped games like Super Mario 64? Pfft, that game sucks, I hate it. And Zelda Ocarina of Time? Yeah, best game ever, my ass, the graphics suck. Nothing compared to the PlayStation 3. Why did it make the graphics so bad at the time? I don't understand. And the controller feels like holding a rock. The controller is like a misformed rock. It's not a controller, it's an abomination. I hate it. When they used cartridges, I mean, that's so old school. And you know what they say? Old school sucks. Let's go to the next pile of shit. Here comes the next one, the original PlayStation, released in Japan in 1994 and all other places the following year. It was the first 3D console that was affordable and the first console that used CDs that wasn't a big piece of crap. Or was it? Chip, tell us.
First of all, it's an awful console compared to PlayStation 3, which is the best console on the earth. And second of all, I mean, who needs those crappy games played on CDs? I mean, who used CDs? You probably had DVDs back then in the secret lab.
And not only that, Chip, it has also overhyped games like the N64, crap games like Final Fantasy VII, Metal Gear, Tekken, Gran Turismo. Oh man, I hate all those games because their graphics are so bad. The next gen versions are cool, but these old ones, bad.
The next console on the list is Nintendo Entertainment System. It was released in Japan in 1983 and the rest world followed shortly after. It was the best-selling console at the time and sold more than 61 million units. But why does this suck?
Well, thanks for asking me that, Chip. Well, this system sucks because of its controller. It's like a brick. I could take a brick from the outside, tape a wire to it, and it would be that controller. I hate it. And all the games, crappy graphics, storylines that doesn't make sense, all that bullshit. But most of all, is that people still love this thing. I mean, look at that idiot angry Nintendo nerd. He plays it all the time. What the fuck is wrong with him? All you idiots who still have the NES locked up, go and die. Well, the next system is the infamous SNES. We all love it because of its RPGs. It was released in 1990 in Japan, 1991 in North America, 1992 in Europe and Australia. As is usual, it has all the cool games like Chrono Trigger, Super Mario World, Legend of Zelda, Link to the Past, Street Fighter 2. But that's all lies, people. Bullshit, propaganda spread by the evil corporation Nintendo. This is the truth!
Yeah, it really sucks when you look at it. I mean, what were they thinking calling it super? It's nothing super about this. It's just plain ugly bullshit. And they had this, of course, the crappy games like Super Mario World. And all these games, yes. The second on the list is the Sega Dreamcast. And it was released in Japan in 1998 and in the following year in the rest of the world. And I know you hate this console. Tell me why.
Well, where do I even begin? It failed. 3 years? That's ridiculous for a console. It got its ass handed to it. And arcade perfect conversions, who cares about that? I'll play my Marvel vs. Capcom 2 on a PlayStation or Xbox any days. And I hate those consoles too, but they're not as bad as the Dreamcast. I mean, it looks like a mutated PlayStation 1, for fuck's sake. Look at the games. Another Sonic game, Sonic Adventure. Ooh, that's fun. Or about Shenmue, the most overrated game ever. The graphics weren't that good, people, and the story were crap. This is our last console, and we hate it. Thanks for watching, everybody. Goodbye.
Bye.